We've spoken to a number of maritime experts who know the English Channel very well. And although Rishi Sunak last month stood up in Dover and said it was the government's plan to end the boats that had stopped them, they say it's actually the weather. Now, you can see this is the image that we're talking about, this boat absolutely packed with people, and that is just off Shakespeare Beach, which is just next to Dover Harbour. On that image, there is a Border Force rigid inflatable boat speeding towards it. There now the catamaran, the Border Force vessel Defender, alongside this boat as well, picking up, we believe, at least 50 people from that rigid inflatable before taking them the very short distance, it has to be said, into Dover Harbour to be processed. But authorities have been absolutely determined, Patrick, not to allow any small boats to land on a beach, because they don't want these images flashed all around the country. They want to show that their plan to stop the boats is working. So that's why we've got rigid inflatables from Border Force patrolling the beaches to ensure that none of these boats get across. It is unusual for a boat to make it this far. Normally, they get intercepted. The Border Force rendezvous with French vessels that normally escort these small boats across at about the halfway point between England and France, and at that point they're picked up. So this one somehow managed to evade Border Force and get almost...
But that is interesting. Just talk to me a little bit about that. So they are desperate, you are saying, for images like the ones that we've managed to get hold of there to not make it out into the public. What? So that they can try to claim that it's working, what's going on in the Channel? Yeah,
we've seen not just the fact that Border Force ribs are up there now patrolling the beaches to help prevent any beach landing, but also just the day-to-day filming that we are able to do. You remember about 6 months ago or so, we could go down into Dover Harbour and be up close, really, to these boats when they came in and the migrants on board the boats were being taken up the gangways to the processing centre. But they moved to a new processing centre, conveniently in another quay that is not accessible to the media, so you can't get in there to get shots of it. So these shots are taken from the cliff tops, the White Cliffs of Dover, because it's the only place that now the press can get shots of these boats coming in. There is no doubt the authorities don't want us to see this. If that was not the case, we would be allowed access to see this.
And there's also no doubt that other media outlets don't want you to see it.